I'm Austin, and this is the Hork-Bajir Chronicles. As y'all lay unconscious, and each and Keffa stare up at this blue centaur-like creature with the blade on the end of its tail that has just saved you from the Jubba Jubba monster. It looks down at you with its main eyes. You hear inside your head, with kind of like a mix of feelings and words, "Are you okay?"
No.
Just get static from y'all.
Yeah. My brain's on the snow channel.
Keffa's gonna scramble over y'all and like sort of put herself between y'all and this new creature and say, "You help?"
So each is also going to run over and to pull out of her satchel and use Wrap Soothing Salve. And so I just love the wording. You throw the glop of salve wrapped in a leaf at a creature of my choice. So it's full glop right onto y'all.
Right on my mouth and nose so that I can't breathe. Yeah.
So creature regains hit points equal to 1d4 plus my wisdom modifier. So 5 altogether?
The creature in front of you says, "Wish to help." "Yes."
Thank you.
"This creature," and he kind of moves over to the body of the Jubba Jubba monster and kind of moves parts with its tail. "What is it?"
Keffa's gonna turn to each and y'all and is gonna attempt to help a little, I guess, and administer some healing as well.
If you want to roll a medicine check to kind of like just help him close up his wounds.
Yeah. Just start pinching wounds together and hope that they start healing properly.
Yeah, so I'm also going to apply the Soothing Salve. So now that it's glopped all over him, you can help me rub it around on him.
Yeah.
You're going to be so sticky.
I'm in the mud. Like, this is like the weirdest spa day ever.
It's a very, very weird spa day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this one is 1d8 plus 3. So you get 6 more back.
Awesome.
Yeah, I got a 21.
Oh, yeah. So you can add your wisdom modifier twice. So an extra 3.
So 9. You get 9 back total.
Awesome. Thank you.
And as we're doing that, Keffa's gonna turn back to this new creature and say, "Jubba Jubba, it's danger."
"Yes, it looked very dangerous." And he'll kind of walk back over to you all and see y'all on the ground and watch as Keffa kind of closes these wounds and each applies this salve. And he'll kneel a little bit and he'll say, "If you bring him back with me to my scoop, I can maybe help heal him a little bit more. I have some supplies."
I don't know why that sounded super creepy, but it did.
Not safe. Not safe. Home safe. Home heal.
He'll like stand up and put his hands back and he'll say, "Oh, I meant no offense. I'm sorry."
Can I do an investigation to see if it looks like y'all is like out of the woods? Not, I mean, obviously we're in the woods, but like
We're never out of the woods.
like medicinally speaking.
Why is it that this game has made it to where no phrase works?
Because our brains are broken.
Yeah, you can do that. He's got this salve all over him.
Can I also, I guess, do a medicine check then on him to see if I think that my salves have worked?
So as you look, you do see his wounds kind of like crust up as this salve's over him and it stops like the bleeding from him. He is out of the woods as far as he was down and he's not dying or anything. But he could probably use a good night's rest.
Am I conscious?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you guys want to roll me perception checks.
I don't see shit.
Yeah, I'm barely conscious.
We are all very distracted right now.
As he kind of like stands back up, I really do want to help. Maybe if you stay here, I could go and get my supplies and come back.
No, stay. No, bad here.
Keffa's gonna turn to each.
I'm just looking at you panickedly.
Jabba Jabba dead. Not danger anymore. We wait.
Yes, I will return shortly. You see his eyes have been moving the whole time, his stalk eyes, and he turns to where his body's facing away from you, and he starts to take off into the woods.
I guess then, now that I'm gonna open up my Hork-Bajir and check on my little buddies and make sure everybody's okay.
The Chidorn is like still up in kind of the corner, just holding on to the top of the bag, looking down. The other creature is like back on its back, but more leaned towards its head as it's like fell to the other side of the Bajorn with just its legs up. And it's just
Adorable. I'm gonna reach in and scratch its little tummy.
He does take like a little snap at you, but like a playful one, like a little puppy would do.
Boop his little nose.
Cute. Keffa's gonna kneel down over y'all and offer a hand up.
Out of the mud and the salve.
A claw up.
All.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take it and stand up.
So I'd also turn my little buddies over to Keffa and ask what is.
Keffa's just gonna like reach out for it and say, "Don't know."
Y'all is just gonna like, ow, hurt.
Help coming?
What help?
Keffa just motions to the dead Jabba Jabba and is like, "It killed. It's dead. It helped."
And not us. Not dead.
Very confused, y'all. You did?
No.
And then he looks at the tiny little creature that we saved. It did?
It burps.
It's the cutest thing.
So I did not see anything about the end of the jump. I don't know what's going on. But Keffa says we wait, so we wait.
I guess then just asking and trying to figure out, like, does it look anything like anything we've ever seen before?
If you want to roll a history check, you're talking about the little one, the new one?
Yeah.
Roll it up. Each, you have, in, like, you collecting these different materials, this bark, these mushrooms, these seeds, everything, you have had to venture close to Father Deep before, and you have seen many of the different monsters. You've seen the Jabba Jabba before. You've seen, of course, the Chidu, and you've seen, you have seen the Gorks, even the viney tendril Laerdethak monster that usually stays pretty deep in Father Deep. But you have never seen this kind of creature.
Too new today.
I'll sit down. Keffa said wait, so I wait.
I'm going to pull out a little bit of the red bark and chew on that.
Yeah.
And offer it to others, not the babies.
No. Yeah. How do you say anesthesia in Hork-Bajir?
It definitely goes for it. Like, it'll, like, jump up to try to get to the bark.
Keffa's gonna be like, "No bite."
No bite. No bite. Yeah, I think just offer it some regular bark. Probably some of the more, like, sappy, young bark that's really soft.
It starts to chew it a little bit and then spits it out and kind of sniffs it and picks it back up and chews it again. You see that it seems like it's pretty hungry, so it's eating, but bark, it's weird, but bark might not be what it normally eats. That being said, it does eat it and swallow it, so...
You'll eat it and you'll like it. What else would I have on... because we don't eat berries or anything, do we?
Yeah, I don't even know if the idea of eating anything other than bark would occur to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So also make sure I feed some to Chowden.
He does eat the bark and loves it. His diet's like 70% bark or something. A few minutes later, if you guys want to roll me perception checks, as you do see this blue figure moving through the distant forest on its way back to you. It's taking a weird way. It's not climbing in the trees at all. It's staying on the ground.
When we don't need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys see him moving forward. Holy shit.
Seriously.
Best we've all done.
So 2 nat 20s and a 19 is what we come up with there.
Yeah.
Each you notice with that 19, the new baby alien has... Apparently, he scurried away for a second. You didn't see him, but he comes back, and just the end of some tail just slurps into his mouth, and he burps again.
Like he ate a creature?
Yes.
Okay.
Keffa and y'all both see in the distance as this new creature moves forward. There are other tiny blue blurs in the background. 2 actually, as they move on the ground as well, not through the trees. And as he gets back, he approaches, he jumps back to where you guys are and kneels down next to y'all, and he says, if it's okay, I would like to apply my own medicine or meds. And he pulls out a strange, shiny object, unlike any kind of wood or bark that you've ever seen.
We'll call it slight panic, major uncomfortable situation for y'all. He looks immediately at Keffa. That kind of look.
Keffa's gonna put herself between y'all and this alien again and say, show me.
He raises this thing up, and you see he can kind of he squeezes it, and these new wood bark pieces that you've never seen before, the shiny ones, squeeze together, and a mist comes out of one end of it, and he just kind of sprays that mist in the air, and he says, see? And he does it on his skin, and you see his fur coated a white, but then the white slowly dissipates.
And there's little green pluses that come up out of it.
This is gonna burn like hell. This is like peroxide, right? It's just...
I mean, you're fairly slime covered currently. So.
Keffa turns to each, and she's just looking at you, giving you the what do you think?
I guess kind of reach out and sniff the air or something, see what that smelled like.
Nice. Yeah, nature or perception or investigation.
Oh, I'd love perception. Oh.
As you go to smell, one of your spores just goes off, and you just smell that instead, and you can't get a good sniff on the mist that came out of this thing.
Yeah. I'm gonna nod slowly at Keffa, but also never not watching the new alien.
Keffa's gonna turn to y'all and say, you want me try first?
And then y'all will slightly push Keffa out of the way and be like, no, I try.
Puff up chest.
yeah, this new creature will look to Keffa and then look back to y'all. And if y'all, like, presents itself,
Yeah.
he'll squeeze this thing together again, this shiny bark, and the mist covers parts of your wounds as he moves them. In the same way the salve kind of like crests over and scabs your wounds for you, this thing freezes it over. So it is kind of cold. And you take 8 points of healing.
Thank you. I don't know, there was something about the way you phrased that that scared me.
I said you take instead of you get.
Yeah. You take 8 points of healing feels really aggressive.
Yeah, you take 8 points of healing damage.
No.
Keffa, as he is applying this mist to your friend, and each as you're sniffing the air and kind of, playing with the new creature that's here, Keffa, you look past, you see 2 sets of stalk eyes over a thick root that covers the ground, and they just look over it. They look very similar to this new creature. He has those on his head.
Keffa's gonna look back to the new creature and say, friends?
Yes, I would really like to be friends. You 3 are native to this species. You're called Hork-Bajir, correct?
Each.
Yeah.
You're each called Hork-Bajir? Yes.
Yo.
Y'all are called Hork-Bajir.
I hate to ruin it, but Keffa.
Your name is Keffa. Is that correct?
Yes.
Who's on first?
Y'all each on first.
Keffa, and he touches his chest, and he says, my name is Prince Zero of the Andalite people.
That was my first guess, and I talked myself out of it.
Sorry, I needed a minute. And I think Keffa's just gonna look past him and say, who else?
As his main eyes stay focused on you, his stalk eyes turn and look behind him.
Creepy.
Very creepy.
You see his main eyes, his brow furrow a little bit. And he says, Aldrea? Matea? I told you to stay back at the scoop. And you see a dark blue Andalite walk out from behind this root. She looks pretty similar to the bigger one. She's smaller. Her head only comes to about the other one's shoulders. And her tail blade, instead of being a big scythe on the end, is more of a thinner, straighter blade, like a scalpel. And as the other Andalite comes around from the other side, she's also small like this Andalite, but is a periwinkle in color. And her hair, she has a mane that runs from her neck up to her head. And it's not very long, but the front has one curl that swoops to the right, and the rest of the mohawk kind of falls to the right as well. And her tail blade is a little bit straighter than a scythe, but it's still curved, and the back of it has serrated teeth. The first daintier-tailed Andalite says, Father, we just wanted to see the creatures. We don't know what all this planet holds. You all need to be careful. I've already encountered a dangerous beast. And he looks back to you all. But these 3, they seem gentle. And he kind of looks at you, and the same way that you guys kind of smile with your beaks, he does this thing with his eyes that make it, you just know that he's smiling. This is my daughter, Aldrea, and a friend, Matea.
Friends.
Friends help.
Dad, can we help? Can we help, Father? Yeah, we would like to help. And they kind of move up towards you guys, and y'all, if you have you gotten all the way up yet?
No, not even close.
Aldrea will kind of like grab one of your arms and start to pull you up, and when Matea sees her do it, she'll kind of walk over a little bit slower and grab your arm like gently and help you up too, like being careful of your blades.
Mm-hmm. And then he sort of says that like less of a question this time. He's like, friends help.
Ciro says, do you guys have to deal with these kind of things often? These monsters?
Only in Father Deep.
Father Deep? What is that?
Just points. Just points down, he's like, Father Deep. And then points up, Mother Sky.
All three of their main eyes look when you say Father Deep, and then all three of their stalk eyes look up when you say Mother Sky.
Big monsters. Father Deep.
Not safe.
Keffa's gonna look down when each says not safe and say, my fault.
Wherever the new little creature is running around and playing, each is gonna gesture to that and say, with you?
They all look to it, and Matea and Aldrea, their main eyes go wide, and they go, oh, and they like start to move over towards it.
No, come with you. Kate, yours?
Ciro kind of shakes his head. No, we did not bring this.
Many knew.
Many knew.
Many knew, indeed.
I want to look at Keffa and ask, still hurt?
Hurt. Not bad.
I guess look at Ciro and heal more?
Yes, he pulls the shiny bark back out and offers it to you. You can try. You feel better.
I smell amazing.
It's lavendery.
Oh, my favorite. Get some sandalwood in there, we'll be set.
Oh, yeah.
Here's some healing. You take some healing.
Okay, cool.
10 out
That's
of it.
great. Thank you.
After you're done, he will offer it to Keffa, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Keffa's absolutely gonna do it. She's been trying not to show people how hurt she is.
11.
Nice.
I think in a gesture of friendship, y'all is going to grab a piece of bark and then hand it to the creature named Ciro, or like attempt to, and then become really confused and try and figure out where to put the bark.
Like trying to put your credit card in and you can't find it.
He goes, no.
It's like a USB. He just like pushes it in there, doesn't go, so he twists it, twists it again, then twists it again.
No, thank you. You don't eat with mouths.
How eat bark?
So this happens pretty quickly. He says, oh, with our hooves. And Aldrea says, Father. He stops, and Matea just kind of like looks. If you guys want to give me insight checks real quick.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all each can tell that Aldrea did not like that what he just told you all. You notice, Keffa, as you like kind of are surveying this area, you look around and you see Matea's just watching you. You are smaller than the other ones.
Yes.
Quite a bit. Are you a child?
Are you?
I am almost grown. I'm going to be an artist.
What arist?
Oh, it's pretty much the path to the greatest warriors in the galaxy. Psh, Aldrea scoffs in your all's heads.
Oh, so this is all
I was gonna
This
say,
is not private?
do we hear all of this?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
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 Yes.
Okay.
When Audrey acted like she did not like what Zero said, y'all also did not like what Zero said because it didn't make a lick of sense.
This is a hoof. And he shows you.
Yeah.
Father, stop it.
So each is going to take both the hands and like pat Tree and be like, "Good eat." She's trying.
Let's see here.
Oh god, it's so fucking cute. I can't even.
Will you give me a persuasion check
Oh sure.
each?
I'm incredibly persuasive.
Oh, you all eat bark. I understand. I don't eat the same thing. I don't consume the nutrients the same way.
Exact same reaction out of y'all. He did not like that because it does not make a lick of sense.
Yeah, Keffa's just gonna, like, look at Zero and say, "What eat?"
He does the thing where he smiles with his eyes again. And he says, well, I guess since I know a little bit about you, I should tell you a little bit about us. It's only right. Aldrea says, Father, that is the whole reason we are here.
Classic Zero.
His eyes turn from the smile to a little bit less of a smile. But he says, we eat differently. We eat from the ground.
Tree from ground.
Just take my hands and pat on ground. Good eat.
You see him walk over and start to stomp there. We eat with our hooves. And he does like his stalk eyes watch Aldrea. And you see them for a second are kind of locked onto each other. Like when two Hork-Bajir talk, but they seem to not be making any sounds.
Y'all is now slapping the bark against the bottom of his foot.
It's not working.
Yeah, this is not. None of this is making sense.
I think that we could all learn from each other. If you all will allow me to study you, I can help you in ways. Whatever way I can, I will help you.
Friend, help.
Friend.
Then goes back to slapping bark against foot.
Learn. Yes.
Others? More others?
Yes, there are 2 others with our group and 1 other on this planet. I can take you to meet the 2 other ones that are with us.
More friends.
Where are we at with time of day?
It is early afternoon.
Would it be expected that we'd be home by nightfall?
Yeah. Around nightfall.
Mm-hmm.
But we got some time.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I'm sold. These people are awesome.
So gesture to Chowden and new friend, little guy, and said, "Bring with."
Yes, they may join. Chowden, he's being chased around by the new friend now. And every now and then, he's easily getting away from him. He's, toying with the new friend. He'll, jump on top of its head, jump to a branch, and then, jump back down. But, yeah, as you say that, he'll kind of run up a branch and then jump and then hop on your shoulder. And the new friend will come and, run around your legs and then just, kind of plop down in the middle of you all.
I'm gonna look at Keffa and kind of just, it's her call if we go or not.
And Keffa's gonna look back and forth between the 2.
You can already tell that, y'all is super into this. New people. It's fun. Dead jubba jubba.
New friends. Learn. And is gonna start heading toward where Zero motioned.
And he'll walk with you, and as a group, you guys move through the forest. They take you back to, after you walk for about a lot of steps and a lot of swings.
How many in metric though?
66 and 0.6. metric swing.
Oh.
Ah.
They call that the devil swing.
No.
You get to a tree that has the ground kind of like a shallow hole dug out of it. There seems to be more of this shiny bark all around, and there's even like overhead with what looks like, as the metal bark was built up, they put some kind of sheet of metal leaves over top of it as well, and there looks to be metal sticks and other things underneath it. For just brevity and people knowing what it is, these are like tools in an awning in a workstation and all that.
I love that you didn't think people were going to be able to put that together.
I don't know when I'm describing it.
We're really convincing him that we're not smart. He's like, no, I'll just tell it for the listeners, just in case they didn't get it.
He's like, I've seen your rules.
Yeah, I think each would go up and like take one of her blades and like try and start like shaving some of the metal bark.
It makes a noise that screeches as you run your blade down it, and it makes you all kind of grab your ears. And as you do that, you hear steps next to you, and out from underneath this awning, another figure comes. This one's smaller than all the rest, and he runs up to you, and this small little curved blade is at your neck as he looks up at you, and he says, "Who are you?"
Yeech!
Barafin! You hear Ciro call. The smaller creature looks with his... They've called themselves Andalites. His stalk eyes kind of look around you and see Ciro and Matei and Aldre, and his blade starts to lower, and he says, "Oh, your friend."
This kid's going to cuss me out. I know it. It's just a matter of time.
I can feel it.
Yeah, y'all's just kind of like confused. Small one, not friend.
No, he's a friend. He was just excited. That's my son, Barafin.
Big mad.
Yeah.
I'm not
Bad
big
noise.
mad.
Bad noise.
Strange bark.
Strange bark.
This is actually a material called metal. It is harder than the bark that you know. And he like knocks on it.
Y'all tries to eat it. He tries to bite off a
Beat hurt. Roll me actually a strength check.
Bring us to your house, we're gonna wreck it.
Yeah.
This pole bends in a little bit as you bite into it. He says, "Oh, please."
Tastes bad.
Yes. I wouldn't eat it. It may not be good for your digestive system. Another Andalite walks out from in this little scooped out part of dirt from behind like a tree that it's near. And as she walks forward, she has another smaller tail blade that looks more like a wrist blade than an elbow blade. And she says, "Oh, Ciro, you've made some friends with the local species of this planet." And he says, "Yes, new friends. Everyone,
New friends."
This is Hera, my mate." She looks over everybody and she says, "Nice to meet you all."
New friend.
Keffa is just looking at literally everything, like walking from thing to thing, trying to take every ounce of it in.
Yeah, there is a lot of new stuff here. Some of this bark or metal seems to have these glowing... They seem to be glowing in different places, different colors that you've never seen before. Some of them make sounds like you've never heard any animal make, like a beep, boop, 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 beep.
Strange bird.
As you all get to know your new friends, some time passes. and we're just gonna do some scenes as time passes. So you all are all gonna come up with one that you can kind of do together, but also I have a few that I want to do. So
Okay.
Nice.
First up, each you all have went home and checked back in with the whole clan and your tribe and met back up the next day, and you guys start to build a relationship with these Andalites. One day, you and Barafin are actually near the scoop, near the home of the Andalites, but a little ways away, and he's showing you this root near a tree, and he looks at it and like kind of pokes at it. Will you all call this motherfucker right here?
Told you. What kind of root is it? What? I'm assuming I know.
You do know. It's a buka buka root.
Ah. Oh. Make fast.
What do you mean make fast? You can make it?
Is good. Is fast. So I guess I would take. I would scrape up and like chop it up really fine.
Em, what are you about to do, Em?
I'm trying to think.
Then I roll up a $20 bill.
His nose slits start to flare.
Say, only for special. Not always.
They say, sometimes they say the first time is special. I want to be fast like you, Each. You're so fast in the trees, and I can't get up there. I just want to run around down here and not just fuck off, but you know.
Oh, your father's gonna kill me.
He don't like when I use some of these words. I found them on the data disk back in the home world, and they say a lot of words, and I just tried them out. And he said I shouldn't say them because they sound when they give dirty feelings when you thought speak.
So many words, so many.
Oh, sorry about that, Each.
Boston, you're making my brain work so hard right now. Dangerous, only for battle, only for fight.
Okay. Should we go find something to fight?
Oh. No fight.
Okay, can you at least just show me how to make the shit?
First promise.
Yes.
Only with me.
Promise I will only do this with you.
Never alone.
Never alone.
I'm going to... Jesus Christ. I'm going to take a piece of this root, and I'm going to turn away from him, and I'm going to ground it up and do some stuff, and...
He peeks one stalk eye, like, over your shoulder.
And you, like, throw a shoulder blade back. Not to actually hurt, but just like, no, bad.
Those things are sharp. Be careful.
I will take a little leaf and I will Jesus Christ. I will wrap it up in the little leaf and hand it to him and say, in battle, inhale this and hold it up to him.
Thank you. I will do that.
Only then.
Only if my wife depends on it. That is one of your memories over these past few months each.
Y'all is standing there and he's watching the Andalites, and a couple of the Andalites went out to eat, right? and then they come back, and it's Zero and Harrow, right? And Zero comes back, and y'all's just been staring at him this whole time. And so he does the bark thing again, where he tries to put it in his foot because he's just not let this go this entire time. And Zero just tries to explain to him again, like, this is not going to work. It's not. It doesn't work for everything. Yeah. And at that point, Zero looks up and he's like,
Y'all, have you seen Barafin?
Y'all just looks up and says, Barafin, fuck off. Because he's been picking up his language.
Oh! Barafin has been using the language he learned from those data drives again.
Yeah. Me learn. New friend.
Those words, I guess it doesn't mean much here.
Oh.
But they are words people don't like in other places.
He's still trying to do the bark into his foot, and he finally just slams it down. He says, fucking bark!
Oh, shit.
And then just... This is bullshit. This is jubba shit.
A little while after that, y'all, you are actually with Aldrea, and she's looking you up and down, and she's like, you know, y'all, you could swing those things harder if you just came like over the top of your head. And she like positions her small blade like over her head and comes down into like a tree, and you see her blade sink deep into it, and she pulls it out, and bark flies everywhere.
Y'all's eyes gets huge, and he's like, so much bark. And he tries immediately to like mirror the movement with his own blades.
Roll and just roll an attack roll.
I guess we'll use the tail since she used the tail.
Okay. Smash into one of the logs beside hers, and it explodes even bigger than hers did.
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah, y'all. Y'all can do really good.
Y'all just looks at what he's done. Y'all just looks down at what he's done, and he's just like, fuck.
I think if you... Oh, you've been listening to Barafin again. If you put your claws together and swing your wrist blades down from a top angle, I think the trajectory would cause you to inflict more wounds to an enemy.
He immediately does it.
The rest of this, like, fallen tree log is decimated and bark is everywhere. Nice job, y'all.
Yeah. Looks at Aldrea and says, new friend, learn.
Yeah.
We eat now. And then just goes and starts eating the bark.
Her Andalite eyes smile as she like prances around the bark.
Yeah. Oh. This is my best friend.
All right, y'all. Let's see who can hit this tree harder with their tails. Same time.
Yeah, he's okay.
She cocks her tail blade back. Swings it.
And then I swing mine.
They both slam into this tree, and hers hits and it like gets stuck in, but she pulls it right out. Again, bark just flies off. But yours hits this one tree that you all picked out, and it's a little bit smaller than these huge, massive trees. But you hit it, and it falls over, and what that does as it falls over is kind of pinches your tail in the middle of it, and that causes you some pain, and you like scream out in pain. Take 1 bludgeoning damage, and you enter a rage.
Ooh. Okay.
As you enter it, what does that look like?
A complete and utter lack of control. He just starts attacking trees and just like fists, blades, tail, every bit of it. Just no rhyme or reason, just attack.
Now Drea like hops back and she's like, yeah, y'all, use your anger. Mess those trees up.
And then he looks down and sees what he's done, and he sort of like feels like almost astonishment at what he's done. And also kind of looks over at Darth Aldrea.
It doesn't always feel good. after you've gotten that angry, but your enemies will know it, and it won't feel good to them either.
Confusion. He doesn't say anything, but he is confused.
Keffa has been watching the Andalites as they use their weird bark devices with all the pretty lights. And I think that she's going to try and like sneak around behind one of them and attempt to use it as well. Like just replicate what she's seen them do.
You sneak up and you do see Ciro looking at a device that has the lights that they've over time told you are called a screen on the front of it, of this metal. And it seems there are other different color lights flashing all on it and like going in lines up and down. And over time, as you've kind of snuck behind and watched them use this, if you want to give me a technology check, which is Arcana. Mm-hmm. I'm actually going to go ahead and give you the crit because I'm going to say you've done this over time so you can have advantage on it. You feel like if you got one of these devices, you could use it. And one day, Matea notices you. And as you kind of move away from this learning session that you were doing, she'll say, "See anything interesting?"
All interesting. Can I?
You want to use Ciro's scanner?
Yes.
Well, I doubt he'll just let you take it. He'll just let you use it, but you could wait till he's not looking.
Then I use?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can help you.
Friends help.
Friends help. Wait till I get him away from it, and you're smooth sailing. And then a few moments later, you hear in thought speak, "Ciro, I found a new plant. Hurry! It looks like it's eating another plant." And Ciro drops the scanner and he says, "A cannibalistic plant." He starts to run over there. He's only about 20 feet away, and you see his stalk eyes still moving all around. But you have an opening.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to go for it.
You can roll stealth or sleight of hand with advantage.
Sweet.
You grab the scanner.
I think that I'm going to like go to like a pocket of trees wherever I can be hidden, and I'm going to replicate pressing the buttons that he is pressing.
You press those buttons, and as you kind of watch the screen, you see a image of the tree kind of in front of you. A wireframe wraps around it, and then it appears in full tree rendering. And
Jenna's voice, it reads the Pokemon that she scanned.
Pseudo is a tree Pokemon.
you know this tree, and you know what the Hork-Bajir call it. And as these symbols come up, as over time you've learned to recognize what certain symbols mean. And this is the Ruba Booba tree.
I should have gone for it. Yep.
Yeah. And that's what it is. And you know this tree is, just nutritious bark. It's not the best tasting, but it'll get you through the day.
Yeah, if you pair it with strawberries, it's really good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Matea kind of sneaks up to you, too. She eventually finds you.
I think that Keffa is going to turn to Matea and be like, it knows. It knows tree.
Yes, it categorizes everything that Ciro scans.
I want to know everything.
Her Andalite eyes smile, and she says, well, I don't know if I can help you learn everything, but I'll help you learn as much as I can.
I would love to know more about the new creature that we came across. So I don't know if that's like, I imagine taking like baby to baby's first doctor's appointment where they're like all weird and like wobbly sitting on the scanner and everything. And taking measurements. So I'm assuming that'd be with Ciro or his partner.
Ciro would probably help you with this. And he's like up on a little table just looking at Ciro, and Ciro's like looking under his ears and like checking him out, and every now and then he'll snap at Ciro, and then that scene fades and this creature is a little bit bigger. And again, Ciro's kind of like lifting up his front legs and like looking under him, and he says, I believe he is male. And he like kind of turns him around, and once again with a little bit of a deeper growl, the thing chomps over his shoulder towards Ciro, and Ciro pulls back, and have you given this thing a name?
Bronk Lynn.
Bronk, stop. I'm just trying to get this thorn out of your hip. And he,
Bronk, no bite.
He puts his head down and
I'm gonna scritch behind his ear.
And as he like shakes his head up at you, a little bit more time passes and he's a little bit bigger. Over this time, now you've managed to find a suitable non-meat source of food for him. A bush that if you carve the bark all around it, the inside is soft and savory, and he seems to like it. And he also likes mushrooms. Every now and then there will be another Chadu. He stays away from Chadoin, but other Chadus aren't as safe around him. Yeah, but he also, after his checkups with Ciro and you guys take off into the trees, you see all four of his legs, they have claws that will dig into the bark of the trees, and he can scale up them and jump and move in the trees with you all now.
I guess just possibly, with his mate, learning about some of the different, like how they understand the spores and mushrooms and stuff like that, and how, I guess, just learning about that part.
They are interested, and a lot of the times Ciro will just kind of come with you on your missions to just collect things and ask you questions. It's funny because Barafin does the same thing as Dad does, but more mischievously. Like, he's interested more in like the things that will, explode really big or make you feel funny. Like he's came across the few spores that he had him like loopy, and he likes that. They seem to be watching you a lot, and you might not notice, but they do take a lot of notes.
One bark makes you smaller, and one bark makes you larger.
Mm-hmm. This one is good for eyesight. This one, they must love this one because it makes their eyes not see as well in the dark. We fade out as Barafin is kind of like following you and like leaning down as you're picking out some mushrooms, and Ciro's behind him with a scanner just typing it. Keffa, there comes a moment where you and Matea again are hanging out, and she ventures a little closer to Father Deep. As you kind of follow her, you hear the sounds that sound familiar of a Jubba Jubba monster. And as Matea looks out with her main eye, she moves her stalk eyes back to you, and she says, I think I could take one of those Jubba Jubba monsters.
Danger.
Keffa, I'm going to be a brave warrior someday.
Someday.
I'm ready now.
Why? Why rush?
Why wait?
Danger.
It's always going to be there.
More to learn.
She'll kind of turn around. Who's going to teach me?
Ciro?
Ciro isn't interested in fighting.
Others. Where are others?
Back on the Andalite homeworld, she says as she kind of like turns and looks back out to Father Deep. I was sent here because of this. And she like waves her tail blade in the air.
Keffa's gonna, like, mimic the action, waving her tail blade.
There's a slight smile from Matea's eye. My tail blade is different. It's called a deformity.
Different deformity.
Yes.
Keffa different.
You see a Andalite eye smile of realization as she looks at you. I know, Keffa. You are different. Keffa, why don't you teach me and I teach you?
What Keffa teach?
Well, you're different. You can watch what I do and figure out how to combat that, where my strengths and my weaknesses are, and I can do the same with you and we'll both get better.
Okay, Keffa teach.
And you help me learn how to fight and I'll help you learn everything else I know.
Keffa learn everything.
All right, come on. And she like gets in a stance and you want to have like a low center of gravity and swing your blades. Eight months have passed, and the Hork-Bajir have grown. Bronk has grown. The Chadoin is the same size. Even the Andalites have grown some. And one night, you hear Matea leaving the scoop as she is coming to join you all, and the thought speak conversation as it happens is, all right, well, enjoy sending your message off. I am gonna go hang out with the Hork-Bajir. And you hear Barafin say, oh, well, how come the fuck Matea gets to leave and I gotta stay here and do homework? Barafin, says Hera, stop using that language. And as Matea approaches the rest of you, she says, they gotta do Andalite business. But since I don't have any responsibilities to the Andalite fleet yet, I thought maybe we could go get some of that red bark. Not the one close to Father Deep, though. And she pulls out a scanner.
Oh, Keffa's on her immediately.
She hands it over and she says, Keffa, see if you can find one not close to Father Deep.
Yeah, Keffa's doing little hops as she, like, types in what she needs to find the bark.
You get a path. You all start to make your way through this path, and
as soon as she gets the path, like, follow.
And Matea will follow as well. And as you guys get to another tree that's in the middle of the forest, nowhere near Father Deep, it's another smaller red tree with red bark, and if you slice it open, the juicy red juices roll down the tree. You're both on a transport. A blue hue and the light around envelops you. Ilira, you're piloting. Shuttle shakes as it enters the atmosphere. And through the viewport, after you descend past the clouds, you all can see the planet is covered in massive trees. Trees that stretch up thousands of feet, all kinds of colors and shapes. In the few meadows that you do see, you see that the branches stretch out unusually far into them. And you also notice vast depressions in the planet, its contents obscured by a dark purple mist. You have coordinates for your rendezvous with Prince Jaham Estelan Forlan. As you drop below the canopy, you see that these tree branches intertwine with each other in places and make thick mega branches that could easily dock 7 or 8 Andalite fighters. But this does make descending a little bit tricky. Ilira, can you give me a piloting check?
Sure can. 22.
Even with how dense and compact these branches are, you manage to find the ways through them. And it may be hard, but you feel like you could pilot even below the canopy.
I think as she's like dodging through all these trees, she's going like, all right, we got this. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, almost got it there. And she's just having a great time with it.
Yeah, it's up to you. You know where the rendezvous point is? Go to that, or you can travel around.
I think she starts to like veer off like away from the rendezvous point, but then she kind of levels out and then turns around to Sanillion and is like, what, do you want to explore a little bit more, or shall we head right to the rendezvous point?
What do our orders say?
Probably go right to the rendezvous point. All right. And she'll like drift towards over there.
You are moving through these trees easy enough. After not even 5 minutes, you get to the correct coordinates, and you see a familiar looking metal awning set up in the middle of these trees on the ground floor. And you see an Andalite walk out from under the awning. He seems to have like a rag and he's wiping his hands, and he like looks up and sees the ship.
Are we keeping the transport, or is it going away?
So you know that they have given you this transport to give to the prince that's down here. Basically, it's used to get you all here, but it will belong to him once it's here. But it will stay. It will stay.
Okay. I'm gonna turn to Sanillion and say, okay, but we're taking it on a joyride later.
Okay. All right.
And she'll go and land.
Yeah, there's like a little clearing that he's kind of made. It's pretty tough because he can't cut down these trees without like a lot of work. These trees are almost thousands of feet high in places. So he had to find like a place big enough to where you'd have open spaces in here. So it's kind of nestled in between these large roots that kind of form a hill on the backdrop. He has his awning set into the hill. You would know this, Sanillion. Basically, so nobody can take his back. He's kind of set it up in this little alcove. As you land and exit the transport, he greets you. He meets you there. Welcome to my scoop. My name is Prince Jaham. You may call me Prince Jaham.
Hello, Prince Jaham. I am Ilira Estroth Askelin.
He nods to you, looks over to Use.
Sanillion will just do like the nod with the proper like eye duck salute. But the whole time, like from the second he said, "My name is Prince Jaham, you may call me Prince Jaham," he's gonna like have that Andalite smile look to his eyes, and he keeps looking over to Ilira, like seeing if she's like reacting as well.
Well, are you two just gonna stand there?
What are we supposed to be doing? We are waiting for instruction.
He turns around and goes back over to like where the awning is, and like he'll stop halfway and like look over towards you both. Look back over his shoulder, his stalk eyes looking forward. You will both stay vigilant. Come.
Uh-oh.
Ilira just kind of looks at Sanillion like, what? It was ominous.
Yeah. Sure. Stay vigilant. Got it. Sanillion will just double down on like stock eyes moving around, looking around. Tailblade staying kind of half cocked.
I think seeing his eyes kind of move around, she'll shoot him kind of a whatever an Andalite version of a wink is.
I love it.
You all do see, just as you glance around, figures in the trees moving. Small, from what you can see of them, just jumping from tree to tree. You can't make out like figures, just basically see kind of silhouettes jumping from one branch to another. He kind of walks over towards the awning, gestures towards it. This is my stuff. You two, stay out of my stuff.
Of course, Prince Jaham, we will, of course, stay out of your possessions. Private thought speak. We're definitely looking through his stuff.
Wide-eyed, like, for just 1 second, all 4 stock eyes on you, and then, like, back to, like, looking around, like, oh no.
She laughs to herself.
I don't know what they told you when they sent you here, but I'm not looking for help. I have things that I'm gonna do, and you all will do what I say. Understood?
Private thought speak. We'll see about that.
Sanillion is gonna kind of, like, quick side-eye to Ilira, but then, like, yes, that is what they ordered us to do. That you would be our new prince, and that we would follow your orders and offer protection and assistance. He's trying to look very official.
He'll nod to you and he'll say, okay, why don't you all run some maintenance on the ship? And then keep an eye out. Let me know if anything comes in here. He starts to take a few steps back towards his awning and he says, I guess I'll let you know about the other Andalites that are here. Prince Zero and his family. They stay to themselves. As far as I'm concerned, he's no longer part of the fleet. He's disgraced us. Even though he sends weekly transmissions, they're useless. Never any new information. He just reports on findings about the animals on this planet. I'll leave you to your work. If you have any questions, try to figure it out on your own. Ask me if you really need to.
Private thought speak to Ilira. That is not what any of the training says. We should not figure it out on our own. We should be asking our superior officer when we are unsure. That is part of this training. Do you think he knows that?
I don't know. I kind of like this guy. Why don't we just wing it?
Sanillion looks extremely concerned at this suggestion.
She smiles at him with her Andalite eyes and then kind of skips off towards the ship. Come on, I'll fix. You keep an eye out.
He'll turn to follow her and then, like, trip and then, like, right himself and then continue following.
Some time goes past. The light of the sun in the sky starts to dim as you guys are working on the ship. Again, running diagnostics.
Sanillion is definitely not working on the ship. He's doing exactly what was told. He is walking around the outside and every once in a while practicing cool tail fighting maneuvers that he definitely learned as he's walking around the ship.
Can you describe to what one may see if they caught a glance of him doing these tail fighting maneuvers?
Absolutely, I can. Yeah, it's just him circling the ship at extreme attention, stock eyes going everywhere, and then he'll just pause for a second, and then, like, Tailblade shoots over the shoulder real quick, and then, like, comes back and, like, whips around to the other side, and then he'll, like, go to attention and take, like, a few more steps, and then, like, leap forward, and his Tailblade comes directly over top of his head, and, like, front end, like, kind of bowing down, so the Tailblade has a little extended reach forward as it, like, swipes in front of him, and then he'll, like, stand at attention again, and then like do one where he like spins his hindquarters around and like creates this full low sweep, like 360 circle between like moving his body and tail blade, and then like back to attention. Just every once in a while practicing a cool new different maneuver, and then like finally end it with like one where he'll jump forward and like whip his tail at a tree, and at the last second spin it to the flat of the blade, just whop against the side of the tree, and then like pull it back.
Roll me a perception check.
Oh no. Are you sure you don't want me to just describe stupid things I'm doing for the rest of the day?
You hit this branch and it kind of wiggles in there, reverberates or whatever.
Very satisfied with that hit. That reverberation is nice. That's a solid hit. He looks very satisfied as he then formally marches on further.
I'm gonna throw something at you.
Come on.
Roll me it's a d20 plus your dexterity modifier.
Okay.
Not you.
Me? Oh. I want to hit it! Come on, let me try!
Well, I didn't think you see it. Well, okay. Go ahead and roll a d20 plus your strength modifier.
I would love that. Oh no.
Ilira, what did you throw at him?
Maybe there's like a shitty Allen wrench or something that we have a ton of, and I just like lob it to see if he can hit it.
And when that Allen wrench comes at you, what happens?
Listen, with a 14, am I able to do what I would like to this Allen wrench?
Yes, you got a crit 1.
Okay, so I think that what happens is that she goes to throw it at him and whiffs it so bad it's like 20 feet in front of him. He sees it, thinks, oh yeah. She's like, this is gonna be great. So he chases it down and like slams it to the ground with the flat of his blade, and then looks victoriously over.
As the poof of dust comes up where this Allen wrench hit in, you see it like perfectly like implanted into the ground.
That's exactly what I meant to do. And what I wanted you to do. Excellent work.
That was most excellent. Did you see how well I did that?
Okay, now hand it back. I need it.
He will awkwardly go to pick it up and like have to like lower his front end down to reach in the ground, and then like pop back up and then walk over and hand it over. I think as he's handing it over, he'll say, I used to play these games with my brothers.
You and your games. Everything's a game.
Yeah.
She'll throw it at you again.
Are you gonna roll for it again?
Yeah.
I think with that it just hits you. Like you can react to it hitting you, but she threw it perfect.
I love to imagine that he's handing it back to her like all excited, like I used to play these games with my brothers, gets that scathing like it's always games with you, and then just whips it and he's just like, ow, that hurt.
I think she's kind of like, oh, I didn't mean to do that, but that was really funny. I'm sorry, but I'm not.
This time he'll just scoop it up with his tail blade and like offer it like back over.
She'll take it and like throw it in the toolbox to be like, all right.
He'll jump real quick when you throw it at the toolbox. He'll just kind of like, eh.
See, I can play games too.
Hit people with tools?
It was a common game in my childhood. Just throw things at each other. You never played that?
We played throw things to each other. Is that what you meant?
I think she kind of like stands there for a minute and then says, "Go patrol. I'm working. I'm busy."
Oh, all right. And then he'll just again go back to very official patrolling.
As you go back to work on the ship, you can give me a Tinker's roll. 19.
How's about that?
That's pretty good.
Not as good as your crit 20, but
my natural 1 and my crit 20.
What does it look like as you're like repairing this ship? What kind of stuff are you doing?
Listen, sometimes you play a character that knows stuff and you don't know shit. She's probably got like several panels open and she's just like clearing stuff out of it that, you know, like dust and other such debris, and just, you know, running diagnostics, making sure everything's working to its full capacity, cleaning up some code.
As you're cleaning up this code and running the diagnostics, you find a break in transmission, which you know means that a transmission is being sent out within the sector. You also notice that this transmission doesn't make it as far as it's supposed to. It's somehow intercepted. If you want to dig further into that, you can roll me another technology or tinkers.
I would love to dig more into that. That's shady as fuck.
With a 10, you can tell that it gets cut off, and it's the only other thing you can tell by that is that 1, it was sent from the planet. For 2, it was intercepted by an Andalite ship. The weird thing about it is you just can't like get a bead on the ship, like what kind of ship it is, what kind of clearance codes they have, anything like that.
Sanillion.
Yeah.
Didn't Prince Jaham say that Zero sent transmissions out, like, every so often? Weekly, I think he said?
Yes, he did say that.
Okay. I have a transmission here that got intercepted by an Andalite ship. I wondered if it was maybe his. But I can't get much more than that.
Should we report this?
We could, or we have a ship at our disposal. We could just go take a look. I mean, I do need to make sure everything is flying appropriately. You know, test the ship route. It's technically part of our duty.
I guess based on our most recent orders, that does seem to fall into our duties. But perhaps we should clear this first with the prince.
Is that... We gotta teach you how to have fun.
Oh, I know many games.
I mean, this could be a game.
What kind of game?
A game where if we find something... Honestly, I don't think the prince is going to go for it, because I think the prince doesn't even care about us, so I think if we take the initiative and fly out and see what's going on, then I think that's a game we could win. She's just like fully bullshitting at this point.
If you guys both agree to
Yes,
it, you can roll
agree to it.
deception.
Sure.
Deception and insight. You could tell there's a little bullshit in this. But I mean, it's hard to tell, but you can kind of pinpoint it.
She starts like gesturing at the controls like, huh? Huh? Just itching to go.
But shouldn't we get permission from the prince to go? I mean, this sounds like a legitimate mission that we should attempt, I think. But taking initiative is good, according to the Academy. But we should ask the prince. I believe that is also part of what we should do.
How about this? And she'll pick up the Allen wrench again. If you manage...
You're going to hit me?
I'm not going to... I will attempt not to hit you bodily in your face this time.
Tailblade's at the ready, though.
Yeah. If you can slice this in half when I throw it, then we'll go ask permission. If you can't, then we go fly up and see what's going on.
His whole body puffs up, like, easily I could do that. He's like ready to go.
All right, she'll chuck it. Another d20.
Yeah, make those rolls.
That's 8.
8. You gotta beat an 8.
Okay.
Sure that's. Her body wilts.
What does this look like while this Allen wrench is flying through the air?
I mean, have you ever seen somebody more ready to slice something in half? I put to you that you have not. I mean, Sanillion was ready for this game, and as soon as that thing went into the air, I mean, his tailblade was already there ready, and it was almost like an intentional softball pitch directly to his tailblade, and the two pieces just fly off 2 different directions. One clangs against the ship, one just falls in the dirt.
You see the one that clangs against the ship, this little green creature with these huge beady eyes pops its head up and it just and scurries away. You hear like little claw marks on the ship as it runs. It's probably not even a foot high. Just scurries away as the Allen wrench hits the ship.
What is that?
Good question. I'm gonna go look at it.
It's running. If you want to get like a better look at it, you gotta like leave where you are and run kind of around the ship.
I'll chase it, yeah.
Give me a quick athletics check.
No.
You book it and like cut this corner of the ship real quick and kind of duck under where Sanillion would have had to run all the way around. Since you're small enough, you can duck under the nose of the ship and get there faster. And you see just in time to see this thing jump and spread, and it's got like a scaly underbelly, a yellow underbelly, and top is like this green fur that just sits on top of its like the little scales, and it spreads its arms wide and just hits a tree and like kind of hugs it and scurries up it with this like thick tail just hanging down behind it.
I think it took off, but that was a very cool animal. We should try and get it next time we see one.
As Ilira is saying that, Sanillion's like stepping around he had to take the long way around the ship, and he was like, get it as in for the morphing technology. That makes a lot more sense than putting some tailblade into it.
Oh, no. No. Unless it is actively attacking us, I don't think we should do that. I think she kind of trails off at that and kind of remembers some shit she doesn't want to remember, and then says, all right, let's go ask your prince. You won fair and square. And as she's walking by him, she kind of like punches him a little bit in a friendly way.
I think that whole interaction, like at the start of it, like when she trails off, he kind of just has this moment of like he flicks his tailblade against the ground, but then like as she walks past and like just levels that friendly punch, he just kind of gets that like smile with his eyes and then follows her.
Prince Jaham is in his awning, his scoop, as you all call him, and he seems to be working with different aerosol vials and kind of, it looks like he's, on Jurassic Park when the guy unspins the
Barbasol can, yeah.
Yeah, the Barbasol can, and there's stuff inside it. He's doing that, but it's not hidden like a Barbasol can. It just works.
Vials of dinosaur DNA that he has stolen from the laboratory. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, he's got it in there. And he says, look, it's whipped cream. This guy, nobody cares. Something like that.
See? Dachshund. We got Dachshund. See? Nobody cares.
Yeah. He notices you with one of his stalk eyes. Yes.
Ilira will like push Sanillion over.
Sanillion was totally staring at Ilira like, you better.
This was your idea. Own it.
Okay. He tries to like stand up and look super formal again and like, tail at the correct position and like stalk eyes doing the right stuff. And then he goes, we saw that there was a transmission that seemed to have been blocked, and we would like permission to take the ship to investigate. Please.
He puts down what he's working on, picks his towel back up, and wipes his hands, and looks over at you. The only transmission coming off this world will be Ciro's. Show me what you're talking about. I'll walk over to like where the ship is and look at you both.
I'll just like gesture to the control panel. Like
Yes, Sanillion's just staring at Ilira like, help!
He'll lean in, kind of pull out like this, one of those tablets that's kind of hooked up in there. Run his own diagnostics. He'll nod. Well, looks like the time's here. This Andalite ship that intercepted Ciro's code doesn't have any identifying codes, clearance codes to be here. It's a stolen ship. Ciro's as good as dead. He puts the tablet back into the ship.
We should go to assist.
I'll not race there to clean up his remains.
What if he is not dead yet?
He will be. There's no way we can get there in time.
How do you know?
I know. Been on this planet for a long time. He continues to walk back towards his ski.
Sanillion is like, no, we cannot leave an Andalite to die like this.
Well, if you two want to go to his aid, and he keeps walking towards the scoop and reaches in a drawer and picks up a scanner and like tosses it to you. Who wants to try to catch it?
I can give it a shot.
Hey, dexterity save. You need to beat a 10.
Probably won't.
Can I also dive for it, knowing?
Yeah, it fumbles out of your hands to the ground, and you can make a dexterity save with disadvantage to catch it.
Oh
No, that's so unfair.
Yeah.
no!
Only because it's already fallen towards the ground. It's already been through hands, and you dive for it, and it just hits the ground in between your hands. And he kind of looks at you both, looks down at the scanner, then to Ilira, and then back up at Sanillion.
I'll just scoop it off the ground and like dust it off and like see if it's broken.
There is a crack in the screen now, but it still works.
Anyway,
He'll say, you two feel free to go. Leave the ship.
That will take us longer to get there.
I agree. You won't make it with the ship, you won't make it without it. Might as well not lose my ship in the process. I'm gonna have to contact the Andalite fleet. Can't do that without the ship.
can I like roll insight to see like what this dude's deal is?
Yeah. With that insight check, he seems like when he clarified that he needed the ship for transmissions, that seemed true. But as far as you not being able to make it, he came up with that kind of quick. It seems weird that that Andalites on this planet will be so far away from each other that you couldn't make it in a ship. You should be able to definitely make it in a ship. As you check the tablet that was thrown to you, you see the coordinates compared to the rendezvous coordinates. You could make it there on foot, you think, if you were fast enough.
I think genuinely, like, I don't know that anybody's seen Sanillion get angry before this. Like, certainly not anybody here. But I think that at that moment he goes, I don't believe that the Andalite Council will be happy to hear that you have left an Andalite in distress. We need to go help. Another prince especially. And he's gonna, like, genuinely, like, be agitated and, like, he just kind of, like, snaps his tail blade as he's making this point, like, in real agitation.
All right, make me an intimidation check. This is gonna have to be pretty high because this is a prince.
I think I'll add on to that and say, yeah, you know, to me it sounds like you maybe even willingly wish harm on Prince Zero.
He says, tell the fleet And when you add on your part, Ilira, he glares at you. Tell the fleet what you wish. If you want to save him, if you want to try to save him, or go there to see him and his family burn.
Let's go. Sanillion is going to be so rude right now and cut him off to be a dick, and he's going to turn to Ilira.
I think she'll kind of like look at Sanillion in awe, and then kind of look back at the prince and just kind of be like, bye, and follow Sanillion.
He just goes back to his work. Does keep one stalk eye watching you guys as you are moving away. What do you guys do?
Bolt.
Let's roll initiative. What's your all's go?
Get there as fast as possible.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. Let's do a skills challenge.
Skills challenge.
Skill challenge.
You're up first, Sanillion.
Right. Run. Get there. Get to the coordinates as fast as possible. They have to save Zero.
Athletics to run fast.
All right, but if you could say it in a funny way, that would be better.
Athletics! Athletics! Roll athletics! Oh. Is that funny enough?
Yeah.
It's alarming.
You move gracefully, hopping over roots. It's harder to run here than it is the Andalite world. The ground that you could cover on the Andalite world, it would take you maybe, 60 feet or 40 feet in 6 seconds, something like that.
Precisely that.
But because of the layout of the ground of this planet, because you have to go up roots and down hills, you only cover 40 feet in half that time, pretty much. But you're moving, ducking low-hanging branches, jumping over roots, moving through hills, just leading the way. Ilira.
As we're running, my main eyes are straight ahead, but my stock eyes are looking down at the tablet, and I just want to make sure we're, going the right way. Technology is Arcana.
Yep. You do an amazing job pinpointing your all's spot on this planet compared to the coordinates that you have, and you triangulate the distance. And this scanner does some cool stuff where it can kind of map out the immediate surroundings, so you can kind of get a blueprint layout of 60 feet away, and you can kind of use that in your next check. You're up, Sanillion.
Sanillion is going to keep trying to move fast and run, but start getting his tail blade into the action to cut stuff down to help clear the path. And as he's going, he's going to be like, oh, we should have taken the stupid ship. I wish I could fly. And then just keep cutting stuff down and running. I'm going to do athletics.
All right.
God damn it.
Clearing the way. Even in your back swipes, you even clear the lower brush for Ilira as she's moving behind you. There's this one cool moment where this big thick branch. Tell me what it looks like when you cut it down.
Oh, it looks just buck wild, because clearly it's this thick branch that's collapsed partially in front of them. That's this perfect square opening where they could both fit through, if only it wasn't for this massive branch in front of them. And clearly doing the moves he practiced earlier, he just quick turn, shoots his tail blade forward, and whoosh, swipes right through the middle, cuts it in half, and as he hits it with his chest, it just out of the way.
And as this bark flies and the smoke and dust clears, you move through, and right behind you, Ilira moves through.
So hearing all of the noise that we're making, crashing through all these branches and stuff, I'm going to just kind of scan the area to make sure there's not enemies, or see if anybody's noticing us coming.
You are scanning everywhere with your stalk eyes. As you all run now, up in the trees, more of those little creatures that you saw are following along in the air, or in the trees, and they're jumping from tree to tree, just following you, making these screech noises as they move. They don't seem to be coming any closer or anything, just staying in the trees. So that is a success, but I'll say you also notice Similar to the perimeter markers back on the Yeerk homeworld, you see at least one of those in the ground near you all. The light is not blinking on it, though. It's just there. That can kind of direct you along with your blueprint map that you have. If you want to shout that out to Sanillion and kind of throw that out any way you can.
Yeah, I'll shout like 5 degrees right.
He'll immediately turn and start like trying to clear the way, rush through exactly where Ilira is telling him to go.
You can jump over him with acrobatics.
Yeah, no, fuck it. Let's try an acrobatics. Watch as I eat shit.
Tell me what it looks like as you don't eat shit.
Immediate 5-degree turn, and he's just trying to like hop up now onto these like giant trunks that are like too big to cut through, that are in the way. I mean, it's not like he daintily gets up there. Like he like he's hitting this shit hard as he's going, but he jumps up top and then launches off, and it's kind of like you hear the like thud of impact, and then you like feel the kind of push off, like the power that was pushing off this tree.
So do I now have like a bunch of intimidatingly large trunks in front of me as well, trying to follow him?
Yup.
Guess I'll try and jump over those. I will also probably eat shit.
The first 2 stumps you jump up. The last one is a little bit higher, and as you jump up, your front legs get up there, but your back legs don't quite make it, and you slip and stumble back down. That is a failure.
Darn it!
Rude.
Sanillion.
I mean, he'll have his eye stalks kind of going back, like taking, while he's looking forward, he's still taking, the view of everything. I think he'll stop and go back and help Ilira up.
If you want to make that as part of your turn, like pulling her up, you can, or you can give her the help action and she can roll with advantage.
Yeah.
Okay. Ilira. Sanillion is came back to try to help you up.
Let's roll acrobatics again.
This time, as you kind of like grab her hands and you're pulling her up, she slips again, and your hand, and like it kind of causes you to jerk forward a little bit, and your hoof becomes unsteady. Ilira falls back down, and you are like unsteady on your feet, kind of trying to catch your balance.
Oh, just go. I'll catch up.
This time he just fully ignores the just go. So he'll probably try to catch himself and then help her up again.
All right.
Crit.
No.
Oh no, it's getting worse.
It's getting worse.
As Sanillion stands there and he plants his feet and leans down and grabs your hands again and using all his might to pull you up, your front hooves come off the ground and your back, you're starting to push up, and the ground beneath you just gives way and you both tumble back down.
Oh my god.
The hill.
She's so mad. Her tail is just like thrashing around in anger. Oh, I hate my short legs.
Sanillion's gonna start putting things together, but just slightly wrong. So I think at this point he'll be like, hang on, we have the morphing technology.
Yeah.
And he's gonna hold his hand. Morph me. And then we can run.
Oh, I thought we were going to morph the birds and possibly fly there. But
that also makes a lot of sense. All right.
Okay.
And then he'll start morphing.
I will allow a constitution, like a concentration check, or a wisdom check for this. You're only your second time morphing. Actually, both of you roll me a D100 real quick.
That's so exciting and terrible.
Oh, 2 off.
It does take you both about a minute to finish your morph, but you felt like you both did it as fast as you could. Faster than the first time, for sure. You take off into the air.
I'm gonna quick thought speak and be like, it was a very nice offer to let me acquire your morph, but I think that might be a little weird, but also perhaps it would have been fruitful to do that, because I'm not sure what we're going to do when we actually get there and have to morph out. If we have to fight or anything. Oh, I don't know.
That is a good point, but probably we will get there faster as the Keffa birds, so this will be okay.
We fly, we fly.
What's y'all's next skill to use?
Wing it, baby.
I think that's a Dexter's strength check to wing it.
Okay, can I do a dex?
Yeah,
I'm just assuming I'm going next, which is very rude of me.
it's in tandem. Yeah.
Main character syndrome right here.
What about you, Ilira?
Fly, fast fly. Do that.
Same thing, dexterity or athletics. So
Oh,
with your bird.
yeah, with your bird.
You are trailing behind Ilira, but with Sanillion's precision flying, he knows kind of exactly where he's going, and you can follow him. And you guys kind of rise up, not above the canopy, but higher up in the tree branches. And as you're flying through, the night sky has now overtaken the day, and you see silhouettes in the distance. One of them with an Andalite tail blade arching above its head. It was years before the Andalites and Zero discovered us. Then they began to take over. They told us that what we were doing was unethical, that we had no claim over the greater world that surrounded us, and using the bodies of other creatures was wrong. They were arrogant and ignorant. We deserved the chance to live a better life just as much as anything else in the universe. The Vanaraks weren't shunned for eating the Yeerks, because it's what they do. It's written in their biological makeup. They would die if they did not. Our existence is meaningless in the pool. We exist only to exist. That was no life. Most of the Andalites wanted us to relinquish our hosts and go back to the way that we were. In the pools. I would not now. I could not. That's why now I was in my Get host, listening to Octor 1154. We will steal the emergency shredders the Andalites keep near every workstation and shoot the nearest Andalite to you. There were some uneasy shuffles amongst the group. Some may have felt guilty. Some were just afraid. I felt neither. Not in this moment. You should fear Andalite as well, Lynn told me. The Andalites could easily kill our Get hosts. Their legs held up the back half of their bodies to the height of Lynn. Their tails ended in slightly curved razor-sharp blades. I had seen them make short work of some of the creatures of my home planet, including a Yeerk Bane, the Vanaraks. They had two sets of eyes, one of the sets in their heads. Their heads set atop an upright second torso with two arms. Another set atop two stalks protruding from the top of their heads. It was impossible to sneak up on them. How will we sneak up on them? They see in all directions. That was fear talking. Some kid in the back. We will draw their attention away. We will use a distraction. Simtaf 123 will work on that. And who will work with him? I will take the one that spoke up, I responded, side-eyeing the kid in the back. Esac 241, you will accompany Simtaf 123. Do as he says, Actor 1154 said. The rest of you be ready. As soon as you see the distraction, grab the shredder and shoot the Andalites.
And for safe measure, when they're down, set the shredder to full power and make sure they are dead. No heroics. This is not the time. It needs to be flawless. We have one shot at this, and failure means death for your host and you. This is not just for one of us, I chimed in. This is for the entire Yeerk species. He is right. Stay on your mission. Kill the Andalites. Get the Kandrona to the ship, and then we leave. Murmurs began as the crowd dispersed. We were about to head out, but Actor 1154 pulled me aside. Simtaf, if this all works out, we will be free to roam the galaxy. However, my contacts tell me that the Council is looking for a 13th member. If we bring them an army of hosts, they will surely make me the 13th member. And I would make you a Visser, my second in command. It would be an honor, Actor 1154. I have just a host that will not only further us with the Empire, but further the Empire in their conquest. Zero told me himself of a species he wished to study more in depth. I looked in Actor 1154's beady black eyes. I saw his passion, his excitement through the Ged. The thought of a new host excited me too. What are these species? They are called Hork-Bajir. They have arms made of blades and razor-sharp beaks. What is a beak? It is a sharp mouth. That sounded very interesting. I was even more intrigued. If we brought our people to these Hork-Bajir, it would be the single greatest revolution since the first binding. I will tell you more, Simtaf. But first, we take the ship and then join the Council of 12. So let's take it. So we did. I took Essex 241 to the middle of the encampment. And while we walked, I handed him a sharpened stick and gave him his instructions. He looked at me in surprise, his mouth wide. That will surely get me killed, he said, frightened. It's all part of the plan, I assured him. You must trust us, Essex. Trust me. We stopped as we reached our destination. Essex 241 looked around nervously. Let the fear go, or use it, I said. But do it now. Essex 241 drew the stick back with his good arm and launched it through the air. Die, Andalite scum! He yelled. The stick sunk into the back of an Andalite who had just been sharpening his tail blade. He let out a thought-speak cry, and the Andalites froze for a second. And when they all converged on us to take Essex 241, I grabbed him and pulled him to the ground over top of me as shredder fire rained. The other Yeerks that escaped before us had used their cunning to steal the ships from Zero. We were the first to use force. Actor 1154 had led the charge, and I was his first lieutenant. And just like that, my world opened up to a whole universe. We killed the Andalites. We took the ship, and we left. We left to join the Empire in their conquest. And we would give them the Hork-Bajir.
Howdy there, listeners. Before we send you on your merry way, I just wanted to tell you about a couple of real cool projects that are coming up that you should totally be aware of. One is The Way We Haunt Now. They just launched their Indiegogo for Season 3. And if you don't know what that is, it is a self-described, light-hearted horror audio drama about friendship, found family, and fighting the narratives that try to define us even in the afterlife. Oh, and ghosts. Did we mention ghosts? It is a podcast that our own beloved Tim has voice acted on. As I said, they have just launched their Indiegogo. If you want to check that out, go to Indiegogo.com and search The Way We Haunt Now. and you can get in on that. They got some cool perks, anywhere from a shout out on the website to music files, stickers, art prints, and more. So again, Indiegogo.com, search The Way We Haunt now. The next thing I want to tell you about is our own beloved late starters, which we meant to do this in January, but sorry, we're late. We've just launched a Patreon. You can support us for just $1 a month, and at higher tiers, you can get what I'm most excited about, and that's bonus content, which is going to be a rotating schedule of bonus podcast episodes, stickers, and character logs, and other such nonsense. That is at patreon.com/late starters. Go help those poor kids. They don't know what they're doing. And the final thing I want to announce is the D&DB merch store, which I know what you're thinking. I already knew about that. No, they have a new one, and there's new stuff in it, and it's beautiful and streamlined and awesome, and you should go check that out. That is at dndb-shop.fourthwall.com. Go get some cool frickin' shirts for your cool frickin' body. Get it? Go do that. I love you. It's happening. Okay, bye.